Welcome back to Kano Academy. Today we'll be covering economics by discussing tourism. In particular, we will look at the following, starting with the definition of tourism, then the purpose of tourism, as well as reasons for the growth of tourism. We will also touch on the effects of tourism, as well as the benefits of tourism. Please stay tuned until the end of the video because we'll also provide you with some valuable tips on how to help you in dealing with stress as a student. So, let's get started. As an introduction, let us define what we mean by the term tourism. Tourism refers to activities of people traveling to and staying in places outside their usual environment for not more than one consecutive year, and for different reasons such as business, leisure, or for other purposes, without any remuneration. There are many different types of tourism. Some of the most common types include the following: leisure and recreation. This is the most common form of tourism, where people travel for pleasure, relaxation, and recreation. It includes activities like sightseeing, beach vacations, to play sport, to visit friends, and to see the tourist attractions. Cultural tourism. Cultural tourism focuses on exploring the cultural heritage, traditions, and lifestyles of a destination. Travelers engage in activities like visiting museums, historical sites, festivals, and local markets. Ecotourism. Ecotourism promotes responsible travel to natural areas, aiming to conserve the environment and benefit local communities. It focuses on wildlife observation, nature conservation, and sustainability. Business and professional. This type of tourism involves traveling for business-related purposes like conferences, trade shows, and corporate meetings. Educational tourism. Educational tourism involves traveling for the purpose of learning. This could include language immersion programs, study abroad experiences, and workshops. And lastly, medical tourism. Medical tourism involves traveling to another country to receive medical treatment, often at a lower cost, or where medical services are better than in one's home country. This could range from elective procedures to more complex medical care. The tourism industry has experienced significant growth over the years. This is due to a combination of various factors. In this next section, we'll discuss some of the key reasons for the growth in the tourism industry. 1. Increased disposable income. When people have disposable income, they are likely to spend on leisure and travel activities. 2. Globalization. Improved transportation, communication, and technology have made the world more accessible, allowing people to explore new destinations easily. 3. Urbanization. Urbanization has led to improved infrastructure, better transportation networks, and the development of tourist-friendly amenities in cities, making them attractive travel destinations. 4. Economic benefits. Many countries see tourism as a significant contributor to their economies. It creates jobs, stimulates local businesses, and generates revenue through taxes and spending. 5. Marketing and promotion. Effective marketing campaigns and promotional efforts by governments, tourism boards, and travel companies have increased awareness about various destinations and encouraged travel. 6. Diverse travel options. The industry has diversified to cater to different preferences and budgets, offering a wide range of travel experiences, from luxury vacations to budget travel and niche experiences. 7. Rise of online booking platforms. The internet has revolutionized the way people plan and book their trips. Online booking platforms have made it convenient for travelers to research, compare prices, and book flights, accommodations, and activities. 8. Social media influence. Social media platforms have also become powerful tools for sharing travel experiences and recommendations. 9. Cultural exchange and education. Many travelers seek cultural immersion and educational experiences, leading to an interest in exploring diverse cultures, histories, and traditions. And lastly, ease of visa procedures. simplified visa procedures, and relaxed travel restrictions in certain regions have made international travel more accessible to a larger number of people. These are just some of the factors that have contributed to the rapid expansion of the tourism industry, making it one of the world's largest and fastest growing economic sectors. The effects and impact of tourism can vary, depending on a number of factors. In the next section, we'll cover some of the areas which are affected by tourism, starting with employment and economic growth. Tourism can stimulate the economic growth by creating jobs in various sectors, including hospitality, transportation, entertainment, and retail, because it is labor-intensive and has few barriers to entry. Directly and indirectly, tourism provides approximately 7% of the employment in South Africa. It can also generate revenue through taxes, accommodations, and local spending. The revenue from tourism can also be used to support conservation and management of natural environments. Tourism can have a significant impact on a country's gross domestic product. GDP measures the total economic output of a country, including the value of all goods and services produced within its borders. The indirect contribution of tourism to GDP is estimated to be around 65% in developed economies and 40% in developing countries. Tourism's direct contribution to GDP is 7.9% in South Africa, as compared to 12% worldwide. Tourism can also ease poverty in the following ways. It distributes resources to rural areas to develop them as tourist sites. Many prime tourist attractions are located in rural areas. It also increases jobs in rural areas. Tourism also promotes a balanced and sustainable form of development, allowing people to earn a living in their home areas, resulting in a reduction in urbanization and a more balanced population distribution. Tourism can also create environmental stress. The following are 4 main areas of activities that can create environmental stress. Permanent restructuring of the landscape. For example, construction work on highways. Additional waste generation. For example, biological and non-biological waste. Direct environmental stress. For example, the loss of wildlife species due to safari hunting. And lastly, effects on population dynamics. For example, migration and changes in population density in response to the needs of tourist sites. Tourist destinations require adequate physical, economic, and basic services infrastructure. This includes transport infrastructure, for example, improved roads needed to access tourist sites. Communication infrastructure, for example, hotels need telephone lines to take bookings at tourist sites. Energy infrastructure, for example, tourists need electricity at tourist sites. And basic services, for example, clean water and refuse removal. Lastly, tourism can also have both positive and negative externalities on destinations and host communities. Externalities are essentially costs and benefits that result from a specific activity. Positive externalities include the following. Tourism attracts large amounts of revenue. It also leads to an improvement in infrastructure development. It can also stimulate employment, indirectly. And lastly, tourism can help conserve cultural and natural assets and alleviate poverty, but needs to be carefully planned. While negative externalities include the following. Tourism can cause environmental damage if not managed correctly. It can also result in a lot of waste and damage to sensitive tourist sites. The infrastructure at tourist sites can come under pressure to cater for increased tourist numbers. And lastly, tourism can lead to increased prices for locals. Tourism has a wide range of benefit to economies, communities, and individuals. Here are some of the key benefits of tourism. Benefits to households. Households may benefit from an increase in income and opportunities for employment and entrepreneurship. Individuals may receive training through programs established to promote tourism. Individuals can acquire skills that are required by the tourism industry. Individuals can also benefit indirectly through employment in retail, financial institutions, etc. Tourism income earned can be spent in communities and contribute to the local economy. Entrepreneurship can also arise through tour guides. Households can also benefit from improved infrastructure created for tourists, which are also available for local people to use. Benefit to businesses. Formal sector activities can be promoted through tourism. For example, companies are tasked with building infrastructure such as hotels or roads. Tourism can also benefit local businesses and companies through an increase in expenditure on the goods and services offered by local businesses. The informal sector may also benefit because of trading in traditional products, such as crafts and arts. Banks may need to employ more tellers, and this leads to higher employment. The business environment is also stimulated in rural and urban areas, thus promoting entrepreneurial opportunities and assisting with BEE. Tourist destinations are developed through the public and private partnerships, or PPPs. Benefits to government. Government benefits because of income it receives from tourists. Tourism enables the government to advertise a country's potential. Direct and indirect contributions to the government revenue is made through levies on tourists. These are made for two purposes. To recover external costs, this assists the host community for providing infrastructure. To raise revenue, with the growth of tourism, many countries levy tourist tax, which are used as a source of revenue. Income earned can be used to promote tourism in the country. Through this, the government is enabled to achieve its socio-economic objectives, informal sector growth, BEE, and SMME development. Benefits on infrastructure development. For any country to be regarded as a tourist destination, physical infrastructure has to be adequate and well maintained. For a country to have a large number of tourists, there must be adequate accommodation. This leads to the construction of hotels and improvement in the existing infrastructure. Therefore, together with the private sector, the government has to develop and upgrade infrastructure to meet the demands and expectations of tourists. Locals and tourists therefore benefit from this infrastructure. Tourists also require social infrastructure, such as clinics and ambulances. Before we continue, as promised, here are 5 quick tips on how to deal with stress as a student. Number 5. Get enough sleep. When you're well rested, you're better able to cope with stress. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night. Number 4. Exercise regularly. Exercise is a great way to reduce stress and improve your mood. Aim for at least 30 minutes of moderate intensity exercise most days of the week. Number 3. Eat a healthy diet. Eating healthy foods can give you the energy you need to cope with stress. Avoid processed foods, sugary drinks, and excessive caffeine. Number 2. Practice relaxation techniques. There are many different relaxation techniques that can help you manage stress. Some popular techniques include deep breathing, meditation, and yoga. And number 1. Talk to someone. If you're feeling overwhelmed by stress, talk to a trusted friend, family member, or therapist. Talking about your problems can help you feel better and cope with stress more effectively. In conclusion, tourism involves people moving from their usual place of residence to a destination where they make use of the facilities and take part in activities. It's important to note that the impact of tourism on GDP can vary significantly, depending on factors such as the volume of tourists, the average spending of tourists, the type of tourism, and the overall economic conditions. Additionally, while tourism can have positive effects on GDP, sustainable and responsible tourism practices are essential to ensure that these benefits are maximized while minimizing any negative impacts on the environment, culture, and local communities. We've come to the end of our video on tourism. To understand more on this topic, please take time to re-watch this video. We hope we were able to provide you with more clarity on this topic. If we have, Please leave us a comment below this video to give us your feedback. Also make sure you like this video and take time to share and subscribe for more.
Stay creative. Stay curious. Stay connected with Kano Academy.